Welcome to a new video of mine. In today's video, I'm going to explain you how to change your outfits very quickly. And when I'm talking about changing, I'm talking about the scale and the body type. So in today's video, I'm going to explain how to change basically the outfits from this to this. But you can do it with any body type that you want. All right, I will explain that now quickly to you. It's actually very easy. What we want to do is basically change the torso ID and the legs into this one. Now, if you don't want to use with any scripts and everything, what you can do is copy these IDs of the limbs and pasting them into copy these limb IDs into this rig, right? In the human description. If you wanted to do it quickly, and for example, for 500 outfits, then you wanted to do it with a script. All right. So the script I'm going to showcase today is this one. I'll leave this script down or in the comments, or I will send it to in my server. In my server, it's called discord.gg/Xylex. So if you cannot find it anywhere in the comments or whatever, then you can find it there. Anyways, what we want to do, right, and I have already done it, is basically go to your rig, right? And if you open it, it should have a humanoid description, else this wouldn't work. And you'll have your properties panel open. Here in window, you can turn off and turn up the humanoids, the properties. And if you have humanoid description selected, then you can type in, for example, scale. And as you can see, it has some values and everything. And if you want to compare it to this one, then you see it's different values. So I want to change this body type into this one, right? And just to showcase, I'm going to copy these wrong rigs a bunch of times, right? And I want to also look at the leg for the correct rig, of course. The left leg, the right leg, you want to check the torso, you want to check the arms and everything, and you want to copy those and put it into your script. So the left arm should be in here, the right arm should be in here, the torso, left leg, right leg. Okay. Same you do for the body type scale. You will change these as well. And if you did that, then you're done, basically. But as you can see, there's no head ID. Why? Because I don't think it would be good to always include the head in your script, because in this case, right, it has headless. And I think most of these outfits that I would be using in that hypothetical game would be headless. So then I could insert that they all have headless. But the issue with that is if you are making, for example, a VK emo game or a Mo game, those all have heads that are typically dynamic heads. And if you would change them all to headless, then or the same head, then it might ruin your outfits. So I didn't include that. But if you, for example, do want that, you can include it into the script, or you can also just use a different command bar script that will show in the end to change all of your outfits just to headless, right? Or the same head. All right. So what we want to do, right, is change these 3 outfits now all to that body type. First of all, these have all to be, they all need to be in an outfits folder. If you want to add a folder, you just click on the plus thing and add a folder. And just double click it and you can rename it, or right click and then rename. And then you name it outfits, right? Because if you, the script will look at all the folders you have, and if there's one called outfits, it will change those bodies in that folder. If you have multiple outfits folders, it will mess up all your outfits. So don't do that. Just have one folder with only the outfits that you want to change. So don't include the outfits that you don't want to change. All right? So in our case, we want to change these. What we want to do is just copy this whole script, because we're not going to run them from workspace. we are just going to copy this and we want to paste them in the command bar. Here in the script section, you can turn on and turn off the command bar. No, we have to turn it on. And then we paste it in here and then click run. And as you can see, it changed, right? But it did mess up like how it looks. All right, but we have our lovely, lovely plugin called Catoid. With Catoid, you can then basically reset your humanoid. All right, so we're going to click this, and as you can see, it spawns in a rig that actually looks fine. Now you can do that for these as well. Right, and the last one. All right. Yes, it can take a few like minutes to do this for all your outfits, but if you use, for example, the script that I have on my channel, you know, for your outfit game, then it's important that you do this. Why? Because then they will be able to see them like this in game. If you, for example, use a different type of outfit game kit, yeah, for example, Saver's kit, but it's a paid one, then it's not a big of an issue because in that case, the outfit will be only shown from whatever is in the humanoid description, right? So that's why I'm explaining like both ways. But it's still better to do this with the Catoid plugin. Why? Because if you use SaverScript and you still do this trick, then you still have to like check in the game if it doesn't, like, for example, be in the ground now. Because when you do not do this, basically like the origin point will be like messed up as well. So yeah, I just wanted to explain it the both ways. Anyways, this is how quickly you like change your rigs from this to this. Imagine like having 500 rigs now finally in whatever you want. But in this case, I obviously did it from what I like, right? I already had a rig that I knew that I would love to have it in this width scale and everything. All right. But in the case that you have something that, like, you saw something on the marketplace and now you want to change everything, how do you do that? Okay. We can look up, for example, the princess bundle. Princess bundle. And then you'll see this one. This bundle obviously also has their custom arms, heads, and everything. And what we want to do is copy those from here. All right, so if we click on one of those limbs, like the arms, then you see this ID. This is the arm ID. Then you copy this in right arm ID in the script. The same you will do for the torso, the legs, and everything. Obviously, you wouldn't know what kind of scale to use unless it's left down in the description, but you can mess around with that and you just do it for one outfit, you know? And then if you like it, then you make sure that you change the scale for every outfit you do. All right, now we're going to do it for headless. All right, I have now 3 rigs with all different heads and different head IDs. So now I'm going to explain that. It's basically another script. I will leave that down below as well. And this head ID that I pasted in is the head of like headless, right? So as you can see here, this one has headless, and if I open it again and I type in head, then you see like the ID for that head. All right, we want to change like all 3 of these into the headless one. All right, so what we're going to do, very simple. This is already correct, so you don't have to change that. You can obviously choose any head ID you want. And then we can paste it in here, run. Oh, and it doesn't work. Why? Because we didn't put this in the outfits folder. So I will make sure to put this in the outfits folder. And run. And as you can see, it changes to headless. All right. So very quickly, but I will explain as well like how to get this ID of your head for if you do not have headless. Then you might think you will have to look up the bundle. Okay, so if you found a head that you want to change, right, a dynamic head, for example, this one, then you find the ID in here as well. You see it's a bundle ID though. It's not a head ID. So if you would use this for the script, it will not work. So what you can do, it's very easy. Basically, you scroll down in that head, open it, and then you will see an actual ID, catalog ID. This is the head ID. So don't use the one that says bundle in front of it. Make sure to use this one if you want to use it with the script. Okay, so that was all for this video. If you followed everything correctly, then you have now all your outfits changed in the way you like. If you do have any questions, you can always leave them down below, or you can also ask them in my server. It's discord.gg/xalex, and if I'm not able to answer, someone else will. If you have questions that you want to leave down like anonymously, you can also do that in my server. We have a confession channel where you can basically ask all your questions that you have anonymously. So you don't feel ashamed for asking questions. But please don't feel like any question is dumb, because we all start from nothing, right? Also, if you have any other questions that are unrelated to this, you can also leave them down below. I want to make basically a video on my channel where I answer all of you guys' questions. They can be about outfit games, it can be just anything Roblox related, and I can help you out and answer your questions. It can also be about UGCs and everything. So yeah. Anyways, I hope to see you also in my server, discord.gg/xalex, and I hope to see you in my next video. Please subscribe and thumbs up this video if it helped. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!